Dr. Jill Biden, the wife of presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, joined a virtual town hall late last week hosted by West Palm Beach Mayor Keith James. Then I talked to her in an exclusive interview from her Delaware home. Among the topics, her take as a longtime educator on school reopenings and her thoughts on her husband's running mate pick expected this coming week.
I am so excited that we will have a woman on the ticket. And I bet every woman in America feels that way. You know, this is 100 years since women got the right to vote. So this is such a momentous year. And, you know, there are such a number of amazing and qualified women of color. Our number one priority, and this is what Joe says over and over again, has to be the health and the safety of students, teachers, and their families. You know, I'm an educator, Michael, and no one wants to go back to the classroom more than educators, and students want to go back. But we have to reopen our schools in a way that's safe, and that means listening to the experts.
Jill Biden also took strong issue with political campaign ads blanketing Florida that alleged that her husband, Joe Biden, would leave people helpless in the face of crime because he wants to, quote, defund police.
It is just not true. I want to say that, if I can say it again to all your viewers, that ad is not true. Joe does not believe that the police, any 9/11 services, or other critical services should be defunded. That's ridiculous. Trump, they're trying to scare people.
I'm with Michael Barnett, chairman of the Palm Beach County Republican Party. Ms. Biden says it's false, that it's meant to scare people. Ads that suggest her husband wants to defund police and leave people without crucial help when they need it. Your response?
It's absolutely true. It's not false. Joe Biden's campaign has made it clear they want to take resources, whether in full or in part, from police agencies and redirect that money towards mental health issues or investigating prison reform. That's money that police agencies today need badly. We have cities in this country that are burning. People don't feel safe. Property is being destroyed. Police officers are leaving the force. They're going into early retirement because their local officials don't support them. And now we have Joe Biden talking about taking away more support from the police. This is absolutely defunding the police, whether it's in full or in part. We need to be supporting the police fully, funding the police fully.
Mr. Barnett, President Trump made news late last week floating the idea of a possible election delay. Political scholars and bipartisan critics say, first of all, it would be up to Congress. Second of all, they say his argument, his unsubstantiated allegations that increased mail-in voting will lead to rampant fraud, simply untrue. Your take, do you want to see the election delayed, as the president hinted in his Twitter account?
Absolutely not. We want to get this election over with and get President Trump reelected for another 4 years as soon as possible, November 3rd. We are working so hard on the ground, our people in Palm Beach County, preparing for a November 3rd election. We think that's what's going to happen.
What would you say to the president if you had his ear right now? He says, quote, with universal mail-in voting, not absentee voting, which is good, 2020 will be the most inaccurate, accurate, and fraudulent election in history. Many argue that's just fanning the flames, both Republicans and Democrats.
I think the president, who voted by mail himself in March, would agree, and I would share this with him, that in Florida, things are different. We are not other states where they have rampant fraud with regards to vote by mail balloting. Nobody is receiving a blanket vote by mail ballot. People in Florida have to request their ballot. The process is a lot more tightly controlled and safer in Florida.
Final question. The Vice President Biden will make his running mate choice this coming week, expected to be a person of color. Given the debates about equity, equality, and diversity, does that give them an electoral advantage, having a person of color on that ticket, one that will be hard for Republicans to overcome?
I don't know. I think it's funny that the Democratic Party, who eliminated every single minority and woman from the top of the ticket, is now desperately trying to find a minority and a woman for the bottom of the ticket to help save Joe Biden's failing campaign. Whether it's Susan Rice or Kamala Harris, they're not going to be able to save Joe Biden from Joe Biden. Ultimately, people are going to vote for the top of the ticket, whether it's Donald Trump and the successes he's brought this country economically, and Joe Biden, who's been around for 40 plus years and has gotten nothing done. People are going to judge and vote based on the top of the ticket.
Michael Barnett, Chairman of the Palm Beach County Republican Party, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mike.
And we will be back with more in a moment.